Good morning, ma'am. You're Kelly McBride.
Yes, ma'am.
And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
Yes, sir.
Are we going on count one only?
Yes, you know.
And Judge, as part of this agreement, if the court is inclined to follow it at sentencing, she will enter a plea into the DWI that is associated with this.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. McBride, in cause number 25, DCCR 0044, the state has elected to proceed on count one only. It alleges you committed the third-degree felony offense of obstruction or retaliation from December 9th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
First plea of the morning, and the judge makes it clear probation is earned, not guaranteed.
I have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Samuel?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 2-year deferred probation. There would be a $500 fine, and you would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Is that your
Yes, ma'am.
understanding? Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Ms. McBride is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
Right, ma'am, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of your plea, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case for sentencing so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That'll give me more information about you and your case, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. It sounds like also between now and then, you guys will be taking care of that misdemeanor DWI.
That's correct.
So stay in touch with Mr. Samuel so you know when to go do that. On your way out of the courtroom today, you need to stop and talk to probation, and she's sitting at that desk right there.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you back at
Thank you.
sentencing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir, thank you. Good morning, sir. You're Bruce Hill.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is 25 DCCR 1348. Mr. Hill is charged with giving a false name or information, forgery of a vehicle registration. And Mr. Gertz, what is the announcement?
Judge, we're asking for a resetting on this. I think it's our first setting in person. But Ms. Malfino and I
There
are
was one
trying
in
to work
January,
out.
but go ahead.
I'm sorry,
So that looks like there was one in January.
it's our 9th.
Be careful when you say first, because I do have the list right here.
But I can't ever see the list, and you know how great my memory is. So nonetheless, we are actively working on resolving it.
Okay.
Ms. Malfino and I are.
All
And
right.
so we anticipate it will be resolved one way or the other.
And it looks like that was actually reset because of me. So maybe this is your first, even though it looks like you were hired back in November. I'll do a normal reset. Mr. Hill, make sure you stay in touch with Mr. Gertz. So that once he visits with Ms. Malfino, you guys can visit, and we'll get an announcement at that next court date. All right, free to go. Mr. Johnson, you have Dontrell Scott. Wow, what happened over there? Hold on. Yes, sir. Did you already apply for pretrial diversion or not? Okay. Okay. I'll do one more reset. You can get that letter in, and I'm going to take care of all that. Mr. Scott, I'm going to reset your case, just a normal reset, so Mr. Johnson can get that request in for pretrial diversion. If you're accepted, we'll figure out what to do. If for some reason you're not, you can visit with Mr. Smith and see what those alternatives are.
Yes.
Stay in touch with your attorney. He'll let you know when you need to be back.
Yes,
All right, you're free to go.
Yes, ma'am, we do.
And then you've got Tyrone Williams.
Okay.
Okay. Nope, that's, I understand. Things happen. Good morning. Are you Tyrone Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is 24 DCCR 2242. Mr. Williams is charged with driving while intoxicated, third or more. Mr. Johnson's asking for a little more time to get with Mr. Smith. Make sure you got all the discovery though already, video and everything. So make sure between now and that next court date, I'm gonna reset your case. Give Mr. Johnson a call, go in and visit with him so you can look at everything that he has received. So that when we come back at that next court date, we'll have an announcement one way or the other, whether it's gonna be taken care of with a plea or a trial, okay? All right, thank you. Y'all are free to go. Thank you, sir. Take care, Mr. Johnson. I don't know. The little ones are apparently, we couldn't have anymore because the software came from China. And so we couldn't have that on these computers. So this is apparently what you get when you get made in the USA. And the quality is not good. I need a filter. I don't know. Yeah, they figured it out though, and it was like, they were coming down to take it off. I was like, hey, come on, so this is what we got.
I saw you on that.
How are you doing? Okay, Mr. Kimler,
Yes, sir.
you've got Michaela Collier. Good morning, you're Michaela Collier?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is 24 DCCR 0751. Ms. Collier's charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and what is the announcement? Actually, this is a motion, I'm sorry.
NTRP announcement,
Yeah,
go through it, you'll ask you, they're pleased to the allegations, either true or not true.
there's no agreement.
No. You have to plead true or not true. Okay.
Ms. Collier, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You can put your hand down, and will your client waive the formal reading of the motion?
So,
Ms. Collier, I have a motion to revoke your community supervision. Shows that you were placed on probation October 7th of 2024 for the second-degree felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And that was a 10-year sentence that was probated for 10 years. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
It alleges that you violated your probation. Count one alleges that you committed the new offense of assault causing bodily injury October 17th of 2024 in Jefferson County, Texas. And is that true or not true?
Not true.
Count two alleges that you failed to report as directed by mail or online to the Jefferson County Probation Department for the months of January, March, and April of 2025. Is that true or not true?
That's true.
Okay. Count three alleges that you failed to immediately report to the probation officer your change of address as ordered. Is that true or not true?
Not true.
Count four alleges that you're behind in your court assessed fees as of June 6th of 2025. It was in the amount of $523. Is that true or not true?
That's true.
Did you enter your pleas of true to counts 2 and 4 freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And did you plead true to those counts because they're actually true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then I'm going to find counts 2 and 4 true, find sufficient evidence to revoke your probation. However, I'm going to reset your case for a sentencing hearing. Mr. Nicholas, does the state intend to bring witnesses with regard to that new offense?
yes, you, yeah, I do.
So we would probably need a little extra time. We will set this, I'll get an updated pre-sentence report, and we'll set this on a date when we have time for some witnesses. I want to make sure everybody understands that after today, I'm not going to accept a plea agreement at the last minute. If the state, just like I said the other day, if the state goes through with, or anybody goes through with getting witnesses and having them here, it's not the time for negotiation. So if y'all want to negotiate, now's the time. Otherwise, we'll have a hearing and I will determine whether or not those other allegations are true. And then I will determine what sentencing is, if any. Okay.
Understood.
All right.
Thank you.
You're free to go. We'll see you back at the sentencing.
Keep, forward.
Morning.
Morning,
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning, sir. You're Sammy Morris.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Morris was previously in court entered a plea of guilty in clause number 25 DCCR 0242 to the third-degree felony offense of unlawful possession of a firearm by felon.
10-year sentence, but one violation could send him straight to prison.
I've received that pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the report?
I have.
Yes, I have.
Any additions or corrections?
No.
Nothing to say, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Morris, I'm going to find that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and at this time, follow the agreement and find you guilty of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. Sentence you in accordance with that agreement to a term of 10 years in prison, but probate that, and you'll be on probation for 5 years. You're ordered to pay the $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. If you do that and follow all of the rules, then for all practical purposes, your case here in court is over and you'll be able to serve that 10-year term while you're out on probation. The other side of that, however, is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back into court, your probation revoked and facing that 10-year sentence that you just agreed to. Do you understand? Speak up. I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you waived your right to appeal. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Obviously, you know this at this point, but I'm required to read it to you. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or about how long that lasts, you can talk with Mr. Adams. All right. If you'll just have a seat here in the courtroom, probation is going to call you up to her desk when she's ready to go for your paperwork. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, John.
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
How did he do with his?
He didn't love it, but he wore them.
Well, he was happy with the result, I understand.
Very happy.
Good.
Good morning. You're Deshandra Joseph. And just a second to get this pulled up properly. Will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
She will, Judge.
We're going to proceed on this. Please, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Joseph, in cause number 24, DCCR 0708, the state's elected to proceed on the lesser included offense of a Class A misdemeanor assault from February 20th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge? Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Speak up, please.
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they've charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
I have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Reynolds?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for 18 months deferred probation. There would be a $250 fine. Looks like there's a pending misdemeanor that this would run concurrently with. In addition, you would be required to enter and successfully complete an anger management class. And there would be no contact with Ruthie Duster. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1.
No objection, states one.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Ms. Joseph is not competent?
Not to my knowledge.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. You find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings and put on probation for 18 months. You're ordered to pay that $250 fine and to follow all of those rules and conditions of probation, including entering and successfully completing the anger management class, as well as having absolutely no contact or communication with Ruthie Duster. That obviously means in person, but it also means sending messages in any way, social media, email, texting, whatever. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you do everything you're supposed to and follow all of the rules and conditions on this probation, this is an excellent opportunity because you don't have the conviction on your record.
Yes, ma'am.
And at the end of the probation period, if you're successful, the case will actually be dismissed. Never have this conviction.
Yes, ma'am.
The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back into court and you could be found guilty and sentenced anywhere in the range of punishment, which is up to 1 year in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand? All right, if you'll just, I've handed you the trial court certification. That shows this was an agreement that I followed, so you did waive your right to appeal. And if you'll just have a seat here in the courtroom, probation's gonna call you up to go over your paperwork in just a few minutes. She's sitting at that desk right over there, so watch for her to call you up.
Judge, I'm
Thank you.
sorry, if
Go
I may,
ahead.
before.
Yes, ma'am.
She's excused. It is my intention to follow the case down in misdemeanor court myself, having met with both of the complainants. Obviously, we would ask that no contact apply to Miss Roberts as well. That's Miss Doster's daughter. She was also involved in the incident and as a named complainant down the hall.
Okay.
There is a child custody issue, and I would ask that this court admonish the defendant that your no contact is specific to each and every aspect of her relationship with them, that it has been her mother who's been doing that transfer of the young man. I would ask, that she not be allowed to be on their property whatsoever. And I can get with the probation department about that with your permission.
Okay,
and
so
give them information.
Ruthie Doster is who to you?
Nothing.
Okay, and then the other complaining,
Miss Roberts,
say the name again?
Miss Roberts.
Roberts,
Mhm.
first name, do you know, what's her first name?
I think it's A-U-Y-A.
What is it?
Aya,
Oh, yeah, how do you spell it? Do you know?
A-U-Y-A.
And what's the relationship with Miss Roberts?
Nothing. I'm actually in preparation with a lawyer, getting my son back. She's just a guardian of him right now.
She's a guardian.
She's a guardian of your son, so
Right,
that's the
That's her
relationship.
grandson.
Okay, so I'm going to also order that you not have contact or communication with her except through whatever appropriate means through attorneys or through the family court system, okay? There's programs you can use and apps where you can use something called the Family Wizard app. But if she's the guardian, then you've got to follow all of the rules that have to do with that. Get an attorney.
Yeah, I
Don't
have
have any contact or communication unless you have permission to do it in an appropriate way through family court.
Okay.
Okay?
All
All right. Thank you, Ms. Malfino. Thank you. To have a seat and they'll call you up.
Hey, Judge.
Good morning. Are you Jaron Crane?
Yes, ma'am.
And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment in each case?
Well, Judge.
Judge, the court will recall that this is the co-defendant to Aline St. Clair, who pled a week or so ago, based on the conversation I had with the court about some issues with that case. It's my understanding that Mr. Crane has been on house arrest pending this plea, and I would ask the court consider that he remains on such and at least until the PSI comes back. And you're confident that this is a suitable outcome.
Okay, thank you. All right, sir, in cause number 23, DCCR 1406, you're charged with the first degree felony offense of aggravated robbery from August 15th of 2023. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you did what they charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
And for discovery certification?
I'll get them.
Just have them email them, you can tell me. All right, sir, in clause number 23, DCCR 2233, you're also charged with a first degree felony offense of aggravated robbery from August 15th of 2023. And how do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Again, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you did what they've charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
I have here on the tablet in each of those cases, some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Ertz?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand if I follow the agreements that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached in each of your cases is for a 10-year deferred probation. There would be a $500 fine in each case. You would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. And would there be a dismissal in the evading? With your permission, can I write that in
Yes, Judge.
on the plea admonishments?
Yes, Judge.
So there would be a dismissal in clause number 23, DCCR 1082, which is the evading. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes, ma'am.
State tender's number one in each case.
No objection, Judge.
It's admitted in each case. Is there any evidence that Mr. Crane is not competent?
None at all, Judge.
All right, sir, in each of your cases, I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of those pleas. Find sufficient evidence in each case to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your cases for sentencing so that the probation department can do an updated report. It'll give me more information about you, the cases, and kind of what we need to do to make sure that you have all the tools necessary to be successful on probation.
Yes.
So we'll come back later for sentencing. So on your way out of the courtroom today, you need to stop and talk to probation, and she's at that desk right over there. I am going to leave all the same bond conditions in place that you're under, and you've been, I think, following all of those conditions. Keep doing everything that you're supposed to between now and sentencing so that we won't have any issues when you come back for sentencing with me following these agreements, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll see you back at sentencing. Don't forget to stop and talk to probation.